Can money buy happiness?
Up to a certain point, yes, definitely.
Probably not.
It doesn't buy happiness, but it buys options.
Oh my God.
We get into debate with people before we talk about money.
Super excited about it, but I'm also a little bit anxious. This like $3,000 can last me like 6 months.
But I have fear too, just like everybody else. And here's the thing. I take action despite the fear.
This weekend, I'm on a mission to find an answer to one of the most debated questions in human history.
Can money buy happiness?
And I'm not just gonna be talking to random people off the street. I'm gonna be talking to some of the most passionate and devout personal finance people on the planet, because this weekend is Econome Conference in Cincinnati. Econome is a massive money party where people talk about financial independence, frugal living, investing, credit cards, retirement. If it has anything to do with money, it's gonna be at this conference. So I'm excited to see what the professionals have to say about money and happiness, but before the main events start on Saturday and Sunday, this conference is being kicked off with a tour around Cincinnati, so let's go. So on a typical Friday morning, I'd usually just be working in my office alone. I'm a natural introvert, so that's the type of work that I kind of gravitate towards. So that's why like once a month I try to go to conferences or meetups just to like talk to people, get out there, get out of my shell, because I know that I need to get out of my comfort zone in order to grow. So that's what I'm doing with this conference. I'm super excited to meet new people, build new relationships, and actually have genuine human connections. So, all right, not the best weather for a tour around the city, but we're gonna make it work. As we started on the tour, I really tried to understand what makes me happy. See, when I was growing up, I was always obsessed with the new thing, and I'd always delay happiness until I got the new thing. I'll be happy when I get the new iPhone. I'll be happy when I get the new car. I'll be happy when I move into my new apartment. But I quickly realized that those things didn't really lead to long-term happiness. I would get that quick dopamine hit in the beginning, but long-term, I wasn't actually genuinely happy with the new apartment or the new phone or the new car. And I'm sure you say this too, like I'll be happy when I get the new promotion. I'll be happy when I get the new job. But after a week or a month, you're usually back to your normal happiness levels. So that's what I'm trying to figure out this weekend is like, can we buy happiness? And if not, like what actually leads to long-term happiness? The tour was surprisingly nice despite the weather, and I got to meet a lot of new friends. After the hike, we went Fowling. It's bowling, but with football. And what's funny is that it cost $300 for tickets to the conference, so if I didn't have money, I wouldn't be enjoying these small moments with like-minded people. Maybe money can buy happiness because you can spend it on relationships. But after Fowling, I learned of an introvert's worst nightmare. Wait, what was it called? Speed friendshipping? Yeah, like speed dating, but speed friendshipping. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know how to feel about that. And it was this moment where I honestly just wanted to go home. I'd had a full day of human interaction and I was pretty exhausted, but my more social fiance convinced me to go.
So we're going to the speed friendshipping networking event. It's basically like speed dating, but with friends. So yeah, we're gonna be talking to a bunch of like-minded people. I'm super excited about it, but I'm also a little bit anxious. I feel like trying to force conversations sometimes makes me a little awkward. I'm open-minded, my battery is charged, and we're gonna get through this.
And although I was still nervous going into it, I thought this would be a perfect time to ask the money question. That's what I was gonna ask. Does spending more money, does that like make you happier? Does that like improve the quality of life? And I got a lot more answers shouted at me than expected. One guy said he's happy because he can buy stuff and not worry about it. Another woman on my left said she's never made more than $40,000 and she's happier than ever. But here were two pieces of advice that were especially useful.
The ability to enjoy your time at that higher salary, good. But if you're suffering at that higher salary,
is it worth it?
Yeah, I'm gonna make way less this year, but I'm so much happier.
Yeah. I talked to a few other groups who all said similar things, that they were willing to take less money for a less stressful and higher quality of life. But that just confused me even more, because if you have money, you can upgrade your lifestyle and pay for the higher quality of life. The speed friendshipping was fun, but I needed to get some rest. Now it's time to get some Z's.
So today's the first official day of Econome. There's gonna be main stage speakers, breakout sessions, workshops. I'm super excited to talk to people and get to know people, but also ask them if money can actually buy them happiness.
It's really funny because I learned about financial independence while I was in school at the University of Cincinnati, but now I get to go back to the University of Cincinnati where economy is held, and I get to talk to hundreds of people who are obsessed with financial independence just like I was, 4 years ago. So it's just one of those like full circle, like serendipitous moments. I feel like, I learned about FI and I like felt really lonely like going down that path, but now I get to talk to so many other people who are just as obsessed as I am.
Check in. John Erringman.
The amount of people felt overwhelming, but then I arrived at the main event.
Oh my gosh.
I grabbed some coffee before I sat down for the main speakers.
It's so easy to feel invisible.
We get into the bed with people before we talk about money.
But I have fear too, just like everybody else. And here's the thing. I take action despite the fear.
After all those incredible talks, it gave me motivation to finally ask my burning question.
What is your name and where are you from?
I'm Grace and I'm from Massachusetts.
I'm Chris. Nowadays, I'm from Baton Rouge.
My name is Drew. I'm from Pittsburgh. I live in Cincinnati now.
I'm Rachel Richards and I mostly spend my time in Denver, Colorado.
Hey, I'm Chris. I'm from Minneapolis.
My name is Erin. I'm from Pittsburgh.
Can money buy happiness?
I think theoretically no, because money's not like a physical thing you can purchase, but I do think money gives you access to a lot of things that do make you happier.
It doesn't buy happiness, but it buys options. Once you get to a point where you can have the freedom to take more time off from work than what they give you, so you can go to more places, you can stay in a foreign country for 2 weeks instead of 2 days.
It can be a tool to help, but I mean, there's a lot, I think, in life that you got to figure out outside of money?
I think that there's a minimum amount of money to be comfortable, but ultimately I think the things that bring happiness in your life are your relationships, food and shelter, and like how much laughter you have in a day.
Money by itself, no. But I do believe money can buy the experiences that make you happy.
I think money can buy happiness up to a certain point. Once you get over the barrier of taking care of your basic financial needs and living the life that you want to live, at that point I don't think that it can make you exponentially happier.
I love asking this question because if you ask 10 different people, you'll get 10 different responses. So I sat down to try and debrief my thoughts on this whole experiment.
I think you can choose happiness as well. But that being said, I would choose more money because I feel like money does come with happiness. Like if I had $1 million tomorrow, I'd be so happy. I could retire and I could just hang out and give back and enjoy life. So that's what I'm struggling with. I think money does buy happiness, but at what cost? You have to give up a lot to get money sometimes. So I don't know. This is so tough. I wish I had an answer for you. So we're gonna keep asking people at this conference and see what they have to say.
Even after all the thinking and going back and forth, I can't help but think that having more money would make me happier. Okay, it's the last day, I'm feeling energized, and I'm ready to find an answer. I get to the university just in time to watch the keynote speakers. And I can't understate this enough. The speakers and all the event coordinators were excellent.
What is your name and where are you from?
So my name is James and I'm from Alabama.
Brian Feraldi from Rhode Island.
Dan Sheeks from Denver, Colorado.
Do you think money can buy happiness?
Probably not, but I haven't seen unhappy people on a jet ski.
Up to a certain point, yes, definitely. I think that money is a wonderful tool for living exactly the life that you want. As long as you can buy the necessities in life, as well as some, but not all, luxuries, I think that money can buy happiness to a point.
And out of all the answers I received that weekend, I think Dan Sheeks said it best.
I think money can buy time, and I think time can provide happiness by spending time with people you love and doing things you like.
I find it pretty ironic that after spending a weekend with people who are obsessed with money, they have businesses, they save money, they invest money, they paid money to come to the conference. And yet the majority of them said that money doesn't buy happiness. So here's my take on it. I think money buys you short-term pleasure. You can buy a boat, you can go on a vacation, you can buy a nice car, and for a week or a month, you will feel genuinely happy. But that feeling is fleeting. There's always gonna be something that you wished you had more of. But true happiness comes from controlling your own time. You need to have the freedom to explore your interests and live the way you wanna live. But you have to buy your time back with money first. Buying your time back means you buy stocks and real estate so you can eventually live off the investment returns. And then you can use your time to explore what brings you happiness. I've learned that what makes me genuinely happy is just helping other people. But I can't give my time back to help people until I have the financial security to leave my job. So in a weird way, I guess money does buy happiness, just not in the materialistic way. Money buys time, and time provides the freedom to pursue happiness. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from this video, and take care.